It's a mouth. It's a mouth. So why would you say it? But what I'm saying, but why would you say it? Because he don't have to say about it. So he got a yes. Okay, problem.
All right, Mintzy, we made it. Week 16. Dear Mr. Fantasy, we've got a couple weeks left in the fantasy playoffs. Are you still alive in any of your leagues?
Yes. So my big $500 auction that you helped with the draft with, I'm in the semifinal. I'm going for my third championship in 4 years, which would be a dynasty. But I am about a 14-point underdog today. No Lamar Jackson, no Cooper Kupp. So I'm kind of proud of my guys just for getting here. But I got a chance today. I'm definitely feeling okay. I need most of my stars are out, but I got Travis Kelce and I got some decent matchups. So we'll see. Merry Christmas to you, Steven. And, I'm actually live back in the South. I'm at one of our Penn properties, the Ameristar in Vicksburg, Mississippi, where I played a lot of poker coming up. So it's kind of funny burning through here. And I'm actually going to watch. I'm passing through from Mississippi Delta to Louisiana, and I'm going to watch all the early games at the End Zone Sports Book at Ameristar. So I'm going to hang out at the Penn property today.
Nice, very cool, very cool. All right, we got questions piling up. Let's hit.
You want to thank? Do we need to thank any of our sponsors first?
Yes. All season long they've been there. It is Chevy. The playoff pictures have emerged, and title contenders are showing their colors. But one team has already won it all, and that team is the Chevy, and their star player is the Silverado, a truck with unstoppable grit and determination. According to J.D. Power, Chevy trucks have won more new vehicle quality awards than any other brand. That is some serious hardware. Head on over to Chevy.com to learn more. Silverado, as strong and dependable as the people who drive them. For J.D. Power 2022 U.S. Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Quality, new vehicle quality. That's what you're looking for when you get a new car. You don't want to get a new car and just realize it is not what you thought it was. That will not happen with the Chevy, especially the Silverado. Awesome stuff from Chevy. Appreciate their partnership week after week, all season long. And a good reminder from Dereginator, a regular here. Reminder to like the stream. All right, let's get into our cards in a few minutes. I just want to blast through a few of these first questions, just because we are a little bit closer to game time at 12:15 start today.
And everybody here is diehards in semifinals too, and appreciate you guys being in the trenches with us all season.
Yeah. Quick note: did you see the Texans-Titans kickoff has been delayed for an hour due to power outages in the Tennessee area?
Wow, doesn't shock me. I mean, Steven, I've been an NFL fan a long time. I know you have too. This is some of the craziest conditions of all time today. That Saints-Cleveland game, it's 25, 35 mile an hour winds, 10 degrees and snow. There's stuff like that all over. It's freezing. Over-unders are small. I mean, there's a lot. It's wild, a lot of crazy dynamics to get into today.
Mm-hmm. Quick actives, inactives, let's run through as well. Sammy Watkins is active. Kenneth Walker, probably the biggest name on here, is active, along with the backup DJ Dallas. The Seahawks also get Noah Fant back, and they also get Marquise Goodwin. Inactive, Chase Claypool for the Bears, Kenyon Drake for the Ravens. Your guy Marshawn Lattimore and Marcus May in the secondary.
Olave is out for the Saints too.
Chris Olave out. Okay. All right. So quickly, let's bump through a few of these. Trevor Martin, thanks for helping me win last week. Let's go. Aaron Rodgers or Daniel Jones, and then Deontay Foreman or Zach Moss.
Man, so Jones actually has, with all these cold weather games, kind of a thankful matchup in Minnesota in the Dome today.
Yeah, 49.5 point total.
Yeah, and I think you might use his legs a little bit. Rodgers, Packers are playing better. They're down in Miami. That over-under is 50. Who would you go with out of these two?
Aaron Rodgers historically has had a lot of problems in Florida for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Even when the Bucks were really bad, there was the game, against you guys. It was like, did you guys score like 50 on them or something like that?
Beat him 38-3, I think.
Yes. So I actually like Daniel Jones today. I think the Giants are going to win.
I do too. I got the Giants plus 3.5 on my card.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Daniel Jones at quarterback and then running back. The Detroit Lions are number 1 in the NFL in rush defense the past 3 weeks, allowing 55 or 56 yards a game. Zach Moss. I mean, I hate to say it, but even with that, I'd go Deontay Foreman.
So you're not – that answers a question I was going to have. So you're not as big on Moss this week at home against the Chargers? I know he's also got Jackson split all the time, so it's hard to tell.
No, because, who really knows what's going to happen with that backfield? If it's PPR especially, like Deion Jackson, did he have 10 catches in a game earlier this year? I think you have to go that way. So, yeah, I'm not bullish on Zach Moss.
Okay. Before you get this question, I picked up Zach Moss. Would you start Moss at home against the Chargers Monday night or Singletary?
Singletary.
You'd start Singletary over Moss?
Yeah. I also I think the Bears win today too. Cold weather game. They specialize in running the football. Buffalo does not. Buffalo has some warts, and one of them is that they're just not a very good running team. Devin Singletary has been better this year. James Cook has flashed. Josh Allen's still their best runner. I don't know how they're going to survive in a very, very cold game against a team that specializes in running the football. The Bears played a lot better last week on D. I think Chicago wins outright today.
I think they very well could. That's funny. Sounds like we have similar cards because I have the Bears plus 8.5 and the Giants plus 3.5 on mine. So big brains, baby. Great minds think alike.
Call me crazy. The land burst, sit 1. Kenneth Walker, who is active, Isaiah Pacheco, Najee Harris. Here's one thing I'll say. Today is the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. The Steelers are hosting the Raiders. Franco Harris just died. There's no way you can sit Najee Harris today.
No.
He is a tier 1 RB1 for me today. Najee Harris need to start every league.
I agree completely. And the interesting part of the debate is, Pacheco's flashed so much, but Jerick McKinnon's really emerged in the passing game. And then Walker back, you got a high over-under in KC. Who would you go with of these two?
So I kind of like Seattle to win today too. So Walker has been bad. So I think Pacheco offers a little bit safer floor, but I think Walker offers massive upside. So I personally would go Walker, but I would take a look at your matchup first and see, are you favored? Are you, 14-point underdog? In which case Walker is probably the play.
I think that's fine. I like Najee Harris too. I saw he was in the big brain parlay.
Yep. Let's stay on that. Isaiah Pacheco, non-PPR, so standard. James Conner or Isaiah Pacheco? Conner going against the Bucks on Christmas night.
I'd usually defer to you on Tampa, but I think Pacheco. The Bucks still have a good run D, right?
They do.
Yeah, and then when you look at the Cardinals rolling with Trace McSorley, I think you got to go Pacheco.
Yeah, but that could just mean they run more. But yeah, I think Pacheco is probably the.
Non-PPR. I feel like Connor's more likely to catch passes.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's non-PPR.
Yeah, Pacheco's good. Let's go. Steve Fisher, Aaron Rodgers, or Derek Carr.
Man, I don't like Carr at all in freezing cold in Pittsburgh. His over-under's 214.5 tonight. It's low. Yeah. I don't trust – I've seen some rough efforts from the Raiders on the road this year. You mentioned how fired up Pittsburgh's going to be. If I'm going down, I'm going down with Aaron Rodgers, I think.
Yep, absolutely.
I like Carr. We'll get to our picks in that. I have a few problems.
Yeah, let's get to that after a couple more questions just to bang through a couple. Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara.
Man, everyone knows I'm a Dollar Saints fan, but how do you like anything in the Saints game? The over-under is 31.5 freaking points. Yeah. I know they're going to have to run, but Kamara's over-under is over 60 yards, which is kind of high, but God bless. He could catch some passes on checkdowns. I think personally that this has got to be a Taysom Hill game. Has to be. What else are you going to do? Andy Dalton can't throw in this crap.
Yeah.
But having said that, I still hate Mitchell Kamara. But do you go Walker over him?
I would go Walker over Kamara.
Kamara could still catch check downs even in this bad weather.
Yeah.
But man, it's
Yeah,
just
I do think we see increased running back catches this week.
And the other thing too, man, you know what? We're talking about this. The over-under in Kenneth Walker's game is 50.5, and the over-under in the Saints-Browns is 31.5. Start Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an NFL over-under of the year? 31.5?
Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, it's so cold. They're expecting snow too. I'm gonna just hammer this one out. Goff or Fields? Justin Fields.
Fields is must start.
Anytime must start. You absolutely cannot bench Fields.
And Goff's having a spectacular year. Should be a Pro Bowler, but this is still going to be like 20 degrees outside today. I think that's going to limit his stats a little bit.
Yeah. From John Wilson, Zach Moss or Joe Mixon, full point PPR. Mixon going against New England.
I still go with Mixon here. I mean, I know what you said about Moss. You know, I know Piron's been getting more of a split. Man, you got to the championship game riding guys like Joe Mixon. You didn't get here because of Zach, or semifinals because of Zach Moss.
Same. This is an interesting one. DJ Moore in a low over-underscore game or Adam Thielen home against the Giants.
Thielen did have a touchdown last week.
Yeah, but he didn't do much else.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I actually think Darnold could have a decent game. You know, Zach Wilson threw for over 300 against Detroit last week. I think Cousins threw for 400 the week before. Yep. And I kind of think Darnold could be a little sneaky today, and so could DJ Moore. That line's, and you mentioned the Lions' run D's been playing well, so people have been able to throw against them.
Yep.
I
I actually like that. And that was full point PPR. Cheah, do you have any advice on auto loan payments? Make sure to check to make sure it's automatic and not just automobile. That would be my best advice.
I'm buying a car from a friend like now that I'm back in the South, but I guess I guess I'm just going to Venmo him every month. So.
Yeah. All right, Minty, let's go into our cards. So why don't you pull up your card? I'll hit our last ad and then we'll take a few more questions. Our cards are brought to you by Roman. We've been talking about Roman the whole season. Roman is about improving the lives of men by making high quality care accessible and convenient. But did you know Roman is not just available online? Roman is also available in several major retailers nationwide. You can find Roman at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid. There you'll find a daily multivitamin supplement optimized to support men's health and performance, a testosterone support supplement to help support healthy testosterone levels, and Roman swipes and condoms in case you need something for the weekend. Over-the-counter medication to combat hair loss, as well as shampoo and conditioner for fuller-looking hair. So the choice is yours. You can order online at ro.co/FFF. Or you can find Roman again in the supplements aisle of your local Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or Rite Aid. Shout out Roman. That sounds like an arduous journey. I mean, they've been advertising with Barstool for years. Now they're in all the major pharmacies. Awesome to hear. Congrats to Roman. That is a very cool thing.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate Roman's support of the FFF pod. I know we got a bunch more questions. Do you want to get to our cards or more questions first?
Yeah. Let's go through our cards and then we'll hit a couple questions. So, who do you like today? Any specific player props that stand out to you?
Well, so the one I booked them all yesterday, and Taysom Hill's over/under's flown over, but I liked his over rushing at 36.5 yesterday. Mm-hmm. I think it's gone up a good bit. Some passing props I like under because of cold weather. I mentioned Derek Carr. I like under 214.5. I think he's going to struggle in this weather in a night game in Pittsburgh. I just don't trust. I've just seen the Raiders no show on the road multiple times this year. I'm concerned. I actually like Jared Goff under 240.5. I think that's high when it's 20 degrees out there in Carolina. I know he's had a really good year, but I think Detroit's going to try to run the ball on the road. And then also, like, I know it was 2.5. It was bad juice, but man, I didn't see him listed yesterday when I did mine, but any receiving yards or catches with Jerick McKinnon, I'm riding. I know that's something you were looking at too. He's red hot. We saw the Chiefs last year. Really, Andy Reid saved him for the playoffs last year, and I think that's kind of what they're doing this year again. And so I really, really like him. So those are some of my favorites for the day.
So one thing to note. So in the Big Brain Parlay, which I put out last night, Jerick McKinnon was in that. And he was at over 2.5 catches. Now he's had 15 catches his last 2 games. That line has moved to 3.5 this morning, but it's at plus money. It was at plus 123, I believe. So that is certainly an interesting one. In the cold, I would expect him to be pretty involved. All right, so my card, the big rain parlay, which I put out last night, Najee Harris over 70.5 rushing and receiving yards. I know he hasn't caught as many passes. His over-under rushing was 60.5. I thought 10 was pretty fair, and this is just kind of a little bit of Franco Harris juice with the immaculate reception being the catch, so I like that. I love him today. J.K. Dobbins, his over.
Oh yeah, I had that one too. I forgot to mention it. 58.
I got it at 65.5. It's 71.5. Right
oh
now.
wow, it was 58.5 yesterday.
Yeah, Atlanta is one of the worst teams in the NFL in stopping the run. In their past 3 weeks, they're allowing 155 yards a game, which is sixth worst in the NFL. With Huntley at quarterback today, I expect them to lean on Dobbins and Gus Edwards, but I expect Dobbins to get about 2/3 of those carries. So I like him to be over rushing there against Atlanta. Saquon to score a touchdown, I really like. It is pretty juiced, but this is all part of a parlay. And then Jerick McKinnon over 2.5 catches. All that together is plus 748. The way it lines up now, it's probably about 12-1. So
Damn.
that's something that I really, really like. So big rain parlay out now. I also put out a touchdown parlay, which was Justin Fields, Kenneth Walker, Saquon Barkley, and I believe Najee Harris, and it was 22-1. So just a fun little one to follow for today.
I got a couple other props I want to mention before we move on. I like Gardner Minshew over 235.5 passing. These Dallas games have been getting a little wild, and I think with those weapons he's got, I mean, I think he can sling it. I mean, I think that's low.
Yep.
I think Brock Purdy's really been going to George Kittle a lot. He had the 4 catches for 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. And when you're watching those games, no Debo. I feel like a tight end's a good young quarterback's friend. I like over 41.5 Kittle receiving yards. I'm going to ride that. And then also, this is a very obvious one. But, man, if Justin Jefferson's playing in a freaking dome indoors, I'm just going to take his over. I don't care. It's 92.5. I mean, until it starts losing, I'm just going to keep doing it. I feel like those dome games, he just glides on that turf.
I was looking very hard at Derrick Henry over rushing yards. It's 112.5.
Yeah, I'm 105.
It's just a little bit too high.
Did you see? Hey, have they come out with the Malik Willis passing total? I just wonder what I hadn't seen.
I think it was 124.5.
Give me the under if that's what that is. He threw for
I thought the same, and he hasn't passed for I don't think he's passed for 80 yards in the game this year.
He threw for 54 and 80 in his 2 starts and this bad weather.
Yeah, it just gives me pause because one big play could mess that whole thing up.
Yeah, I remember he had a 50-yard that Chiefs Sunday night game. He had a 50-yard screen the first play and didn't go for 80. I mean, it's just,
right. All right. Shout out Money Lab. You're right. I'm wearing contacts. Sorry.
Christmas Eve, baby. We'll work. I feel weird about the Christmas Eve and falling on the weekend and this NFL Saturday. It feels odd.
Yeah, I don't love it, but
no
NBA tonight, so it frees up some time for football. Shout out to Reagan Air. Reminder, like the stream. Best fantasy football show in the freaking game. Full point PPR. Need a tight end. Gerald Everett, Dawson Knox, or Cole Kmet. Hashtag what happened last night.
Knox had a good game last week.
I would say Gerald Everett's playing in the best environment.
Matchup. Yeah.
But you could argue that cold weather could help tight ends because they're probably not going to be throwing it as deep. You know what? I might go Cole Kmet here. I think he has the best touchdown upside for sure.
Okay.
Fields is going to throw for the least amount of yards on anyone on this list, but I think that Kmet's going to have the highest concentration. Probably has the best chance of a touchdown. So I'm gonna go with Cole Kmet here.
I don't hate that. I mean, honestly, all 3 of these are pretty good options, really.
Yeah. From Dawson Dixon, Mike Evans or Jerry Jeudy up your booty. Judy's been hot, but I mean, it's so hard to trust the Denver passing game. Mike Evans has been cold, but they did make a conscious effort to get him the ball last week. In Arizona, I kind of like Mike Evans, even though
I lean Mike Evans here. I know Judy has had some good games, but like you said, I mean, it's just, I just don't want to rely on anything Denver related.
Yeah. From JD Scribner, pick 2, Joe Mixon, Isaiah Pacheco, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin.
Hopkins thing
this
is
is half point PPR. He didn't specify.
the Hopkins thing's weird. What do you think of the McSorley thing?
Not great. Hopkins also, Bucks cornerback Carlton Davis. I mean, this is going to be a homer thing, but just because I watch very closely, he had a great game against Jamar Chase last week. Chase had 6 yards receiving. He played Hopkins, I think it was 3 years ago, and last 2 weeks left in 2019, and he shut him down. So I think Hopkins won't have a great game.
Okay. Godwin's been getting tons of targets.
Godwin is the guy. Godwin is the guy in the passing game now that he's healthy. So I'd go Godwin for sure, and then Mixon or Pacheco. I would probably lean Mixon.
Yeah. The Pacheco thing is weird because McKinnon's coming on so much.
Yeah. Yep. From William Painter, Devin Singletary or Brandon Ayuk?
So the Singletary thing, we brought it up a minute ago. Like I have a debate with him this week. I'm not like very high on him right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd go Ayuk here.
He's hit or miss. I mean, so is
no Ayuk isn't doing as well with Purdy though.
He's not. Yeah. Okay, I can roll with that.
I mean, this is a bad one. The Singletary thing though, I don't know. I'm just not liking where it's going.
That's fair. I mean, some games James Cook, outsnaps him, and that's not good. Hey guys, Geno Smith or Kirk Cousins?
I think I slightly lean Kirk just because the weather thing.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that he's playing indoors and he plays well usually and puts up good stats at home. I know Geno, how much do you think Tyler Lockett being out is going to hurt Geno? Because I think that's more of a problem. I mean, everybody, I know Marquise Goodwin's coming in, but I mean, he ain't the route runner that Lockett is. I know a lot of people are high on Geno this week, but it's still going to be freezing ass cold in KC. I think Cousins is a safer play.
Yeah. From Roderick Hughes, Darius Slayton, Taysom Hill, or Jahan Dotson, full point PPR.
It's just so hard to be happy about Saints guys in this bad weather, but I do think Taysom's going to be getting the ball a lot. Slayton kind of has a sneaky matchup though in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And Dotson just all he does is catch touchdowns. He has 6 now.
Yeah.
So I basically gave you no answer.
I would put Dotson in last. I like Slayton, but your insight on Taysom Hill is good.
I just think they're going to line Hill up in the Wildcat with Kamara back there with them, and they're just going to say go.
Yeah, all right. So let's go with Taysom Hill there.
But he ain't going to catch it, but it's full point PPR. I mean, I don't know how much he's going to be catching the ball. I mean, I think it's going to be – I think he might have 8 or 10 carries.
Yeah, but I mean –
he's going to get the ball out, though.
All right, you make the call here. Hill or Slayton? It's a close one.
Because it's full. I think I'm going to go Slayton because it's full point PPR. Okay. I just don't think Hill is going to get the ball in the passing game. I think it's going to be all rushing. And full point PPR, if Slayton catches 5 balls, it's like a touchdown.
Sure. James Hagan, keep Cheah off content.
Bad news. Let me give it a shout out.
Tuning in and commenting, you idiot.
I'm going to defend you. Dude, I think, Steven, you've killed it since you've been on here, man. I mean, I've been really impressed. I mean,
I was on the Pro Football show today.
I saw that. I thought you deserved it. I don't want to say any names on there, of course, but I thought you know more pro football than one of the people that's been on it lately. And, you don't have to use your imagination on that one.
I will not
comment.
Sit one. Mike really Evans, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jalen Waddle, or T. Higgins. So we got Higgins going against the Pats, Waddle going against the Packers tomorrow, Juju going against Seattle, Mike Evans against Arizona.
Waddle finally had that long touchdown last week. He'd been struggling, but I actually think Miami might kind of boat race Green Bay. A lot of people like Green Bay this week. I think Miami's a different team at home. They're off 3 straight road losses. I think it's a bounce back spot. I think they might have a big game.
I think you got to start Waddle and Juju.
Okay.
I think it's between Higgins and Mike Evans, and I'm fine sitting Mike Evans. T. Higgins has been good. Didn't play.
He had a lot of injuries early in the year, but he's come on strong late. Burrow's hot too.
Yeah. So I'm fine sitting Mike Evans there.
How do you feel about that Bucs Arizona game?
I think the Bucs win pretty handily. I mean, it's Trace McSorley. If it was Kyler, I'd be pretty nervous.
Yeah.
From D. Fife. Goff, Minshew, Russ, got what? Or Minshew. You got to pick somebody up. Who do you like of those three? Jared Goff, Gardner Minshew,
I
Russell.
know this is crazy, but I like Minshew.
I think Minshew in his
Dude,
2 games
he
he
could come
started for the
in.
Eagles has played pretty well.
Look at their weapons. He's got freaking A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert comes back this week. I mean, he's got like literally one of the best skill cores in the league. They got a good O-line. And Cheah, I mean, just saying, the Dallas defense has been falling off a little bit lately.
Yeah, no, they have. Dak Prescott also 7 picks the last 4 games is pretty tough. All right, we're going to go for about 5 more minutes. We're going to try and get as many of these in as possible. Sorry, I've discussed Jameson Williams or Taysom Hill in the flex spot.
Is this Jamal Williams?
I guess it could be Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams, I'm going with him. I mean, I like Hill and all, but like, Jamal Williams has just scored so many freaking touchdowns. I don't think
he's been cold the last 2 weeks, though.
That's true, and Swift's been back. It's close. Yeah, how cold do you think Williams has been?
He's been pretty cold. But, you're the Saints guy, so
Hill's going to get the ball. It's just the damn over/under 31.5. Screw it, Taysom Hill. He's going to get the ball. I mean, I think he gets 10+ carries.
Okay.
That's a tough one, though.
J.K. Dobbins or Terry McLaurin, full point PPR. McLaurin going against the best defense in football tomorrow or later today.
I'm going to let you take it because you're so big on Dobbins.
I hate the Ravens running game. I'm going to go Terry McLaurin.
Full PPR Dobbins doesn't really catch passes either.
Yeah. Our guy, Nick, what's up?
What's up, Nick? Merry Christmas.
Here we go. Question for our guy, Nick. Sit one. Oh, this was his question. Oh, geez. All right. So sit Mike Evans. Shout out Nicky Clicky.
Nicky Clicky. How about Cheah being honest saying sit Mike Evans? Is Mike Evans, how far away is he from that $1,000 bonus?
He needs to have some big games, but I think it's not really going to be a problem. There's 3 weeks left. So
yeah. They play a week.
And they specifically asked the coach about that. And I mean, if this was a normal year and we're rolling, they're going to feed him the ball, but this is not times to stat pad. So I'd be a little bit nervous. Hey, Blake, relax, man. Blake Vincent, Slayton or Gallup? I'm going Slayton here.
Okay. Gallup's they look to him in the red zone, but he hadn't been consistent. His over-under is 32.5. It's not high.
Ooh, here we go. Fantasy question. J-Lo or Kim Kardashian? I
think I'm J-Lo. Kim K, just her personality's off-putting to me.
Fair. It's tough. I'm going Kim K. No one loves taking weather into accounts for bets more than Mintz. I mean,
that's true.
I feel like that's reasonable. Like Thursday night, the point total moved from 42 to 37. What was the final score? 19-3.
Yeah. They really people do make fun of me for that, but I think when you analyze football, and like anything in life, you have an amount of information to make your educated decision, and I think game flow and game script get affected so much by weather. And I mean, people make fun of me all the time because I talk about the dome game thing, but I almost think it's a different sport in the dome sometimes.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. Justin Herbert or Kirk Cousins?
Oh, wow. They're both good matchups.
Yeah. Primetime Herbert is something else.
Yeah. Damn, Indy's struggling. But Cousins is good in those noon games, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to let you pick this because, I'm kind of indifferent if I like them both.
Kind of lean Herbert, even though he was bad last week.
Herbert's also Monday night, which I know that's stupid, but we talk about it all the time.
Sure. Cheah, Taysom Hill or Hopkins at flex full point PPR? I don't think Hopkins is going to have a great game, but you got to start him over Taysom.
Full PPR, I'm saying Hopkins too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just full PPR. He's still going to get targets.
Sir Barkley, boys, we going Dobbins or Najee? I like both these guys a lot today. The stats say Dobbins because he's playing a very, very bad run defense. The cold, the quarterback situation. But the intuition and the stars, I mean, the Steelers star running back just passed. Huge anniversary game. I think this has to be a big Najee game. But we're going to try and take emotion out of it. Oh, this is so hard. They're both in my big brain parlay.
I know Najee. I will say this: Najee's going to do more in the passing game if it's half point or 4 point PPR.
Najee doesn't catch as many passes as you think.
Not as much as he used to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you pick this thing because I like them both too. Some tough ones today.
I think Dobbins has a good game. I think Najee has a good game. I think Najee has a potential for a great game.
And then you just answered it.
Yeah, I don't think you can sit him tonight.
You can't sit Najee in the legacy game.
Yeah. PZ points out Dobbins safer floor. I mean, Dobbins 120, 125 rushing yards the past 2 weeks. But betting on the Ravens running back is a dangerous game. I do like him. The over-under shot up 6 yards in the past 13 hours. All right, we're going to end on one more. So I am saying Najee officially. Last one for a guy, Ryan Stack. Full point PPR. Pick one. Deontay Foreman, Rashad White, Raheem Mostert.
PPR, I like how they use White in the passing game.
I do, but the Packers have been the NFL's worst run defense the past few weeks. I think you got to go Mostert.
Okay.
All right.
You know what else that makes me like Mostert?
What?
Mike McDaniel was on those Niners staffs that always ran it down Green Bay's throats when Mostert had the
229-yard game. Yeah.
But like the Niners have shoved it down their throats for years.
True. That's a great point. Okay, this has been fun, Mintzy.
Good luck at everybody's semifinals
today for you, just so you can catch people up.
Merry Christmas. I just want to say thanks to everybody that supported us all year. And Steven, hopefully Merry Christmas to you and yours. And, I'm off to, nothing spells Christmas Eve like being at the End Zone Sportsbook at the Ameristar in Vicksburg, Mississippi, baby. Penn.
Honestly, sounds awesome. So
I know, taking it to the people, dude. We have so many. Steven, we have between Louisiana and Mississippi, we have 10 properties between the two states. I'm just running around them. It's great.
That's awesome. All right, Missy. Have a great day. Merry Christmas to everybody listening, viewing, etc. And best of luck in your fantasy match.
I need it. God, I'm playing. If I win this week, I lock up $1,500. So I'm sweating.
Nice.
Big one.
Right.
It's going to be a great Saturday. Good luck, boys.
See you.